Hi Scorpio, welcome to my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. Today is March 31st, 2020. This is a general love reading for the sign of Scorpio for this first week in April. I want to remind all of my viewers that this is a general reading, so it can pertain to just about anything. Relationships, situations and circumstances surrounding family, home, work, social circles. If you can think of it, it might apply. Also, be flexible with the energy. Don't be concerned about the gender of the cards. You might feel like I'm reading for you. You could potentially feel like you're cross-watching for somebody that you're dealing with. As always, my intention is to reach those that need the message the most and those that will benefit from the message in some way, shape, or form. So some of it may resonate, maybe not all. My hope is that you take something away from this reading that will help you in some way. If you're brand new to my channel or unfamiliar, welcome. Thank you for joining me. There is some more specific information regarding my readings and my videos in the description box below. Okay, Scorpio, so we're going to get started. I'm going to go ahead and give this deck a cut, and we'll see what's going on with Scorpio for this first week of April. Here we go. I'm going to start off with the Six of Pentacles, paired with the Six of Wands in reverse. Five of Pentacles, the King of Swords, the Chariot in reverse, Four of Wands, Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and the High Priestess in reverse. So, Scorpio, I'm getting this sense that there's this desire for equal give and take. There's this desire for balance. There's possibly a desire for things to be back to normal, for things to get back on track with life in general. But right now that's not happening. It's funny because I've been trying to avoid the topic of COVID-19 and us being, quarantined in our homes, and this is happening around the world. At least in where I am in the U.S., we are quarantined for another 30 days through April 30th. And I think that there's a lot of people feeling lack, feeling kind of left out in the cold, feeling like they're disconnected, feeling like, at a loss, specifically with finances, maybe feeling a little bit uncertain regarding, how to keep things going, how to maintain. And it feels a little bit like the universe is giving us a little dose of tough love. That's what I'm getting from this King of Swords, Five of Pentacles, that we're getting a little dose of tough love, Scorpio. And of course, you're no exception to the rule. This is happening for everybody. Things have been put on hold. Maybe, certain goals that we have, things that you're moving toward, trying to maintain a solid position in your job, your home, your relationships. Things have kind of been put on hold or come to a screeching halt. Chariot in reverse. And so you might be feeling a little bit ill at ease, maybe feeling a little frustrated with the current state of affairs and how things are in the 3D right now. Feeling a little frustrated, feeling like any effort you put forward might feel like a waste of time with regard to maybe work, possibly relationships. Again, this wish and hope for a maintaining balance, maintaining stability with the Six of Pentacles out here, and then the Six of Wands in reverse, just feeling And Seven of Pentacles in reverse, just feeling frustrated with this, the inability to do that, or feeling a little bit off balance. Let's see what else we get for you, Scorpio. We have the Wheel of Fortune, the Eight of Cups, the Knight of Cups in reverse, the Lovers, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, the Chariot again, this time in the upright position, Eight of Swords, and the Two of Wands. So in your underlying energy, what I'm getting from these cards is right now you might be feeling at a loss, might be feeling like things aren't going your way, that whatever effort you put forth is going to result in something less than what you were hoping for. And I get the feeling like the universe is telling you, look, this is the way things are right now, but they're going to turn around and they're going to balance out again eventually. You have to be able to leave this emotional situation behind, let it go, understand that it's temporary, and that this is not how things will be forever. Take the good with the bad right now. Allow things to balance out on their own. You might also be feeling like that you're lacking in some of your personal connections, some of your relationships, that there is this inability to connect, to keep things going in the right direction. But again, I do feel like there's this sense of lacking, like you're not able to maintain maybe some of your personal relationships or show people how you feel about them because you're separated, unable to see people you normally see at work day to day, even family members, for example. There might be some imbalance or some disruption within the family unit itself. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe there's a lot of arguing at home because everybody's kind of stuck together and around each other all the time at home. So there might be some disruptions at home and at the same time some loss of connections outside of your family. And, because we're stuck, we're homebound, a lot of us, and quarantined. A lot of good can come out of this, of course, but there can be a lot of disruption as well. The cards are also indicating, with the Chariot in the upright and the Four of Wands, that things will start moving again, things will get back to normal, things will be stable again and balanced. But we have to ride this out. We have to ride this out. We have to ride the wave. I keep saying we because, Scorpio, I know this is a reading for you, but you're not alone. You are not alone. Right now you might be feeling trapped by frustration, maybe feeling like any effort you put forward right now is a waste of time, waste of energy, feeling a little bit imprisoned. Eight of Swords, feeling trapped by maybe not knowing which direction to go, what path to choose, because this is the reality right now. This is the reality that we're facing right now. Right, Scorpio? So, I get the feeling that you'd like to leave this all behind, maybe walk away from this, be able to see this as something from the past that we can reflect on, but it's over now and we get to walk away from it. We get to leave it behind, hopefully learn from it. I'm going to be honest, I started to do a Scorpio reading, and about 20 minutes in I got frustrated with it, and I turned the camera off and shuffled the cards and said I don't want to do this reading, and this reading is coming out to be similar as the one I just gave up on. So I'm going to go ahead and record the reading as is, and hopefully you're getting something out of it. Hopefully there's something positive you can take away from this. I will say, Scorpio, again, you're not the first reading I've had that's like this, so there's a lot of people around the world feeling and experiencing similar things, similar frustrations, similar hardships, similar uncertainty. So bear that in mind and, you know, hang on, because we'll get through this. We all will. All right, let's get some more cards out on the table for you, Scorpio, and see what else we can come up with. So we have the 9 of Wands. This is a card about giving up, feeling like you can't go forward and put in some more fight and take another shot at it, wanting to throw in the towel. 10 of Swords. The Lovers this time in reverse. 8 of Cups again. The Knight of Wands in reverse. 7 of Wands in reverse. The King of Cups in reverse. And the 7 of Cups in reverse. So I do sense that there is some fear that you might be losing some connections, or maybe feeling like you're not able to nurture some relationships outside of, you know, the environment you're in, or the circumstances that you're in right now, that maybe you're feeling like you're lacking in that department, possibly unable to control that situation, feeling maybe even that you might be losing a relationship or other relationships that are not in your immediate vicinity, that you might have to walk away from some connections. Possibly, you know, there's some friends or romantic interest in your life that you are unable to connect with, that maybe you feel like you're losing some valuable time, that you could be, you know, fostering the relationship, nurturing it. I do get the sense too that there might be some unrest at home and feeling stuck with this, feeling like the Knight of Wands can indicate someone who's dealing with some anger issues, or someone who's feeling inconsistent or unpredictable, or this is probably not someone you want to hang around with, somebody who's not very reliable, or maybe feeling a little bit frazzled, because there might be some disharmony in the home, in the family environment, with loved ones. You might even be feeling a little bit of an emotional disconnect, Scorpio. I do feel like this King of Cups could represent you. And again, this can be a feminine energy as well. Or I should say that you can be a female and embody this kind of energy. This is just somebody who's emotionally disconnected, possibly feeling emotionally distant or unable to express themselves emotionally. Maybe you're feeling a little bit frustrated, again, with the circumstances at hand. Maybe feeling a little closed in, a little bit trapped in a frustrating situation, and feeling yourself kind of get emotionally distant, or feeling unable to express those positive emotions towards the ones that surround you. And again, perhaps you're feeling frustrated, perhaps you're feeling a little bit like giving up, feeling like this is the end. You know, where do we go from here? just dealing with that sense of grief and frustration and maybe wanting to throw your hands up in the air and say, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm walking. I'm out of here. If you're like me, Scorpio, I mean, I'm basically a homebody myself, so this is not unusual, but at the same time, I'm feeling a little stir crazy myself. We have some sun poking out of the clouds right now, but we've had rain for the past week and a half, and even if the weather was nice, all of the national parks in my state are closed. I usually go for hikes and walks frequently, and so I've been holed up in my house for about a week and a half, and it's starting to get to me, I have to admit. I've got lots of things to keep myself occupied, lots of hobbies and things I like to do. At the same time, it's very difficult to be indoors for this amount of time. And, you know, it's not like I can't get in my car and go to the store. We're not, you know, being shackled to our homes, but most of us are staying home for obvious reasons. And yeah, it's getting to me. I'll admit it. And I can feel the doom and gloom coming from the cards. I tried to redo this reading and it's the same stuff. So I'm not gonna fight what the energy is. It is what it is. But bear in mind, Scorpio, and I said this already, you're not alone. We're all dealing with this. So let's get some more cards out here and see if we can't get anything else for you, Scorpio. We've got the Ace of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Nine of Wands, again in reverse, Nine of Swords, Two of Swords, Two of Cups, the Lovers again, and the Page of Cups. So I'm going to get one more set from here, but I think what I'm getting more than anything is frustration related to the inability to connect, possibly with a specific person or multiple relationships, Scorpio, that you might be worried about losing those connections or feeling like you're losing the ability to maintain some relationships or a relationship in particular. I feel like there's this frustration or feeling like you are unable to keep things going, unable to express yourself, again, maybe unable to feel that connection with somebody in particular. And it might be this Queen of Cups that's up here in your underlying energy. So let me get to that here in a minute. So again, there's the sense that there's a lot of worry or stress or mental anxiety related to a relationship, connection, or possibly multiple. And again, this King of Swords to me is, and this could reflect somebody that you are connected to, that you're talking to, that the King of Swords can be very cutting and cruel in nature, especially with communication or the way that they interact. And this could be somebody in the 3D that's saying, look, just walk away from the situation, deal with it, it is what it is. Somebody kind of being harsh in their communication, or this could be your higher self saying, look, this is the way it is right now. You're going to have to leave behind this anxiety you're feeling, maybe, you know, feeling like you're up at night, unable to control the situation, unable to make it better. It might be a Queen of Cups energy that you're worried about more than anything. This is somebody who's very loving and compassionate, nurturing, very intuitive. This could be the person that you have on your mind. This could be a romantic partner, family member that's distant, a close friend that maybe you feel you haven't been able to connect with in a while, and maybe you feel like you're losing this relationship or that it's coming to an end because of the circumstances that you're in. And again, this doesn't have to be related to the current state of affairs in the world, where a lot of us are, you know, quarantined and hanging around at home. This could be something totally different, but that's what I'm picking up, and for obvious reasons, that would be a connection that I'm making. But it could be different for you. Again, I do feel like you're the King of Cups energy, and if you are a female, remember, disregard the gender of the cards, but I'm going to refer to the King of Cups as a he, him, male energy just because of the card. But I do feel the sense of frustration, maybe again, feeling distant or unable to connect, unable to react emotionally, feeling trapped. Perhaps thinking about a connection, specific connection or relationship that you have that maybe you might be feeling a little insecure about. And what path do you take? Is there a way to reconnect? Can you make it known how you're feeling? What direction can you take to find that emotional connection, to make it tangible, to make it real for yourself? You know, there are some encouraging cards in this set, and you know, I need to remind you that eventually all this will pass, and new opportunities will present themselves. New beginnings will be available to everybody, and that's just one of those things that, you know, Scorpio, deal with what we have at hand and what we're dealing with in this day and age, and eventually we get to put it behind us and walk away and walk into new beginnings, new relationships, move towards new connections, or rekindle those that we maybe felt at one time we were having to give up or leave behind. Because I don't think that's the case. I think it just might feel that way right now. It might feel a little unpredictable. It might feel a little bit frustrating. A little uncertain. But it's not going to be this way forever. So let's get this last round out, Scorpio, and then we'll get a Dreams of Gaia tarot card and see what else comes up for you. We have the Emperor in reverse. Again, this can indicate feeling out of control, feeling like you're unable to maintain or move in the direction that you want to, or take action the way you'd like to. Nine of Cups in reverse. The World. Queen of Wands. The Moon. Four of Swords. Seven of Cups. And the Eight of Wands in reverse. So I get the feeling, I feel like this Queen of Wands, King of Swords could be people you're connected with that you're finding are causing you some issues, some anxiety, maybe just getting on your nerves, if I'm being honest, that you might want to get away from these people, move away from them in some way, shape, or form, and maybe you can't. I think these are the relationships right now that you are stuck with, because they could be family members, for example, or people that you're unable to emotionally disconnect from because they're in your face, they're around you, they're in your environment. The Queen of Wands can be somebody who's overly demanding, somebody who has to have things her way, somebody who can be a bit narcissistic, dare I say. And again, the King of Swords can be somebody who's very disagreeable, harsh, cruel, especially with words, argumentative, that kind of individual. And I do feel like right now you might be dealing with these kind of relationships that have you in your head, have you feeling anxiety, maybe feeling some anger, maybe feeling like you need to get away. That's the feeling I get from these cards, that you might feel a little bit trapped by some of the relationships that you are dealing with, and at the same time feeling like you might be losing some relationships that you don't want to lose, that you don't want to see slip away, slip out of your life. And specifically this Queen of Cups again, who might be somebody that you're very close to that you just don't right now have the ability to continue to have contact with. And at this point in time, you're kind of having to let that go because of circumstances. Maybe thinking that it's coming to an end, that the relationships that are important to you or that you really care about might be coming to an end because of the circumstances. And it might feel like it's out of your control. There is, again, with the moon here, this uncertainty. Feeling like you might feel in the dark, feeling uncertain, feeling like you don't know what's around the next corner or what's going to happen tomorrow, and just stuck feeling like you don't know what to do, feeling a little bit frazzled. Knight of Wands in reverse, feeling like things are unpredictable. And at the same time, you might be wrestling with some unrest at home, in the family, in the department of family or home. Okay, Scorpio, so let's get a Dreams of Gaia tarot card for you. Also, you know, with the Seven of Cups out here, Eight of Wands, there might be some confusion surrounding inability to communicate, or lack of communication, or lack of ability to connect emotionally to people you care about, friends, romantic interest, partner of some sort, even work-related connections, colleagues, co-workers. There's this obviously obstacles and things in the way with regard to people that we are not, you know, living in our home, people that we are not connected to on a day-to-day basis necessarily, but still those people are still important to us, and there's just this sense that there's this confusion or uncertainty surrounding those kind of relationships specifically, Scorpio. So let's get a Dreams of Gaia tarot card to see what we can't get for Scorpio. One card for Scorpio. You might even be a little bit worried that, you know, maybe when all is said and done and things go back to normal, whether or not you will still have this connection, specifically this Queen of Cups connection. That maybe, you know, the current state of affairs will change or alter that relationship in some way, shape, or form. That's what I'm getting from this top set of cards. So we have the Father, which is the Emperor in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, but the Dreams of Gaia Tarot is definitely a different deck of tarot cards, although this card I think has a similar meaning to the Emperor. And it did come out in the upright, so let's read this card, see if it has anything for you, see if it helps you out in any way, shape, or form. And here we go, Scorpio. The father in his ideal form is a strong, confident man who, while not believing that the world revolves around him, is very much the center of power within the family unit. He represents the family's core strength and unity. He is stillness within the storm, someone who is active in his role of provider, protector, teacher, and leader. The father is a decisive man of action. He teaches not only by instruction, but by example. He is a man of integrity and honesty, someone who keeps his promises and takes responsibility for his actions. He is the provider not just of financial security and sustenance, but also of order and discipline. He sets the rules within the family home, and they are not just rules that he sets for others, but rules he follows himself. Those rules are constants that provide safety and peace within the home while still allowing all within that space to flourish. He is supportive and encouraging and also unafraid to play and laughter. Unafraid to play and laughter. That was some kind of grammatical error in that sentence. He inspires curiosity and creativity in others with his positive influence and interest. He is, above all else, interested and affectionate. He wants to know his children and shows that he cares. He takes a proactive role in knowing his children's likes and dislikes, loves and fears, and does all that he can to have his children leave the family home as confident, happy adults. So honestly, I feel like this does represent you, again, male or female. If you are a provider, a caregiver, someone who typically watches over others, protects others, then this can represent you. And you could be feeling like maybe you've lost a little bit of that control, a little bit of that ability to manage, to provide, to protect because of our current state of affairs. But know, and I keep getting this, know that based on what I'm seeing in the cards, this all will pass. You might want to look at this as a learning experience and make sure others see that as well. That this tough times are always going to be presented in our lives. We're always going to have to face that. But if we get through them and if we work through it, we can learn from them, and then we always have new beginnings to look forward to. So I do see some positive energy in this set of cards, Scorpio. It's just been some rough times, of course, and you're going to have those people in your life that are challenging you and making you feel like you need to walk away or run away from some of these relationships that are not serving you at this point in time. But stay strong, because this too will pass. And eventually we will get to move forward to more positive and stable and secure times and reconnect with those that we love and those that we care for. So I'm going to leave this here, Scorpio. I hope that you got something out of this reading. Thank you for joining me. If it did resonate, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you want. I appreciate you viewing my video, and I hope I see you again soon. Bye, Scorpio. Take care.